We're getting more information, Denise, from the U.S. Forest Service about the recent horse roundup in Kyle Canyon. As Madison Kimbrough reports, those who live on the mountain upset over the lack of transparency they say has taken place.
Many community members outraged, hosting a local protest here in Mount Charleston in wake of the 8 wild horses that were rounded up on July 9th.
It's very tragic to see sort of our beloved free-roaming wild neighbors reduced to these captive animals in this small corral.
Cheryl Abate among several in the Mount Charleston community, petitioning for change after several horses were taken by the U.S. Forest Service.
We have had a petition out since April of 2024 asking the Forest Service to leave the horses here.
Abate and others upset that government officials made the decision without talking to community members first, in hopes of trying to find an alternative to this roundup.
Just 2 weeks prior, they had said that the relocation of the horses was on hold, in part because it has been so hot this summer. Yet the week that they rounded these horses up, it was the hottest week of the summer thus far.
Avid hikers like Casey Kern describing the type of horses that were taken.
Among them were 2 foals and a possible pregnant mare. I'm sure it was traumatizing for them to be loaded onto a truck.
According to the Department of Agriculture, this measure was taken to reduce risks to public safety and to fulfill their responsibilities under the Wild Free-Roaming Horses and Burros Act. Also stating that the horses are now being prepared for adoption through a USDA Forest Service wild horse facility, with vets ready to assist in making sure they're healthy. Mount Charleston resident Lynn Murrow says it's not fair that these horses are being blamed when it's the lack of patrolling by state officials and the general public ignoring the rules.
They talk about the horses eating the trash, but how did that happen? It happened because humans are not controlling the trash. The Forest Service, BLM, USDA, they're responsible for this, but they apply none of their budget to it. They aren't staffed for it.
The next protest is set for sometime next weekend. For those interested in attending, we'll have all that information attached to this story up on our website on 8newsnow.com. Reporting here in Kyle Canyon, Madison Kimbrough, 8 News Now.
And according to the community members, the next roundup will take place in Lee Canyon within the next few weeks. Now, another roundup planned 40 miles east of Carson City, this one by the BLM, plans to round up nearly all the wild horses of the Lahontan herd. They plan to gather about 500, leaving only a handful in the more than 300,000-acre area. Roundups are controversial. As we've reported, some wild horses have to be euthanized after severe injuries during the roundups. And just last week, Representative Dina Titus reintroduced a bill to stop the use of helicopters in wild horse and burro roundups and explore alternative methods to humanely gather these animals.